man. It's been amazing.
Trey, what's some of the things you learned this spring just being around TCU players and coaches and just coming from Alabama?
I got to learn the way the program is going. You know, this past off season, they want to build a championship program, and I'm starting to see it each and every day. Not just the coaches, but the players too. Each and every day we work out.
Are you nervous at all on a day like this, knowing what tomorrow brings? Do you get nervous anymore?
Nah, it's exciting for me. Like anytime I get to put on pads, man, it's exciting for me. It's always a dream come true, especially things that I've been through, you know, in college. So every time I get a chance to put the pads on, I'm excited.
Going back to the spring to now, how much better of a grasp you think you guys have of the offense?
I think we're coming together pretty good. You know, this summer we got a chance to go against the defense some more with some new plays and stuff like that. And since then, well, we've been growing, and I see this offense being very special this year.
How would you best describe your running style? We saw in spring you can run over guys, but you got some speed too. So what's the best way to describe your running style?
I really can't put like a cap on the way I run, but you know, I try to do everything a great running back will do. You know, have explosive speed, you know, have the best hands on the field, blocking, you know, exploding through the holes and just things like that, running through arm tackles. I think that the best thing about my game is probably my blocking. You know, I know how to read the defenses before the play even happen. I'm learning defenses and stuff better now, so I think that's probably the best thing about my game right now is my blocking.
Was there anyone you watched growing up or anybody's game that you kind of mimicked over the years that you say, hey, I'd like to be a running back like that guy?
See, I watched everybody growing up. Like, I'm a huge fan of everybody, so I just try to take like bits and pieces of what everybody do. But if I had to say like a running back that really like changed the game for me, it'll probably be Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush.
TCU lost a lot on offense from last year's team. Quentin Johnston, Max Duggan, a lot of guys. When you look at the guys that are stepping into those roles this year, what's your impression of how they're going to kind of fill into those roles?
You know, those guys last year, they had the right mentality. You know, I feel like the mentality they had last year is feeding on to this team too, to go back to the championship, you know, and finish it all the right way. So I think that this team is definitely a lot more hungry than it was last year because they've been to the big stage. They got to see it. They got to experience it. Even though it ended the way they wanted to, they got to taste it. So I feel like this team now is very hungry to get back to that point and finish it all the right way.
And as far as that experience goes, you've been with Alabama the last few years. Do you feel like you bring some of that understanding and knowledge to the program as well?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I try to just keep our players and our freshmen a lot of discipline, you know, because the players who've been here have that mentality, that championship mentality. They've been here last year, so obviously they got a championship mentality. They know what it takes. So a lot of the freshmen who come in and things like that, I just try to help them learn discipline and the stuff off the field and on the field.
Trey, does it mean a little more to you after what you went through, where there was a point where some people said you may never play again? Does it mean a little more?
Oh yeah, it means a lot. It means the whole world, man. Like every time I get up and be able to put on pads, like I have some people like my parents be calling me, be like, man, you get to put on pads. Like, you remember when you told me you want to go play football no more and stuff like that. So I mean, it's exciting every time I put on pads. I mean, I hope I ain't got no doubters, but I mean, if I do, I mean, shoot, I mean, I ain't got nothing to say to them. I get to put on pads tomorrow morning and get going.
How good do you think y'all's running back room could be this year?
The best in the country. You know, I feel like we got a great running back room. Not just me, you know, but the guys, like, we got Amani, we got Corey, you know, Trent, those guys like that, man, they played a big impact on the team last year, and this year they're leaders too, so this running back room is full of leaders, and I feel like we can carry the team the right way.
Do you feel like there's an opportunity to maybe prove some doubters wrong, thinking run game may take a step back without Kendra or Amari coming back?
Oh, yes, sir, that's the goal. Yes, sir.
Do you like having a game like Colorado at the beginning of the season to create a sense of urgency as opposed to opening up maybe with an FCS team? What do you think?
Yes, sir. I think that Colorado's a great team, you know, and then open up with a team like that, you get to see where your team is, you know, early in the season. So I feel like, you know, a game like that, you can build off of a lot. And a team, you play a team like Colorado, And with guys like Dion, you know, bringing all the attention to the game, you're gonna build confidence for your team from the first game on.
Is there anything added to that game now, knowing that they're going to be a future member of the Big 12?
I mean, that's exciting, things like that, but nah, it's still September 2nd. We play them, they got to come down to us, and it's gonna be a ball game. After the game, then I can talk about the Big 12.
Coach Jones has a reputation of developing running backs and sending them to the league, and he's one of the best running back coaches in the nation. What have you learned from him, and how great is it going to be to learn under him in the next year?
Coach Jones is a great coach. You know, he stays on me each and every day. No matter if I'm doing good, no matter if I'm doing wrong, he wants everything perfect. And you can see that in the backs that he had in the past, like Kendra, Tony Pollard, and you know other extraordinary running backs that he had. But he's feeding that into me right now, and I feel like I'm growing as a player, but also a person each and every day, which makes me better on the field.